the things that you have, the boxes that you have to check for that to apply to you and go scot-free, you're gonna get some.
If this doesn't upset you, I don't know what will. This is nuts. This is nuts.
Ruslan.
Why 2A activists will not allow some of the goofy things to happen that have happened in other countries to happen in America. We're going to be talking about in this video is going to offend some of you. For others of you, it'll be common sense. All right. I'm going to put out this video called Arrested for Saving His Mother's Life from Attackers. This is crazy.
Man is facing murder charges after fatally shooting a home intruder in Milton, lawyer says. A 22-year-old man is facing a charge after allegedly shooting a group of people who broke into his Milton home over the weekend. Police say a group of suspects entered the home with an intent to commit a robbery when they were confronted by a man before a number. Criminal lawyer Jag Verg argues his client should not be charged with murder for shooting at an intruder that broke into his home and attacked his mother. He is a registered firearm owner, so it is legal, and used his gun legally against the armed intruder. His intention was not to kill the intruder, only to shoot.
This is insane. This is in Canada. This is Northern Canada. This is why when people push back against the narrative of you need to take away this, you need to have common sense that. This is why, because we don't want what happens in Canada to happen here.
Now,
It's not legal. You can't do that. Arm owners are not. You can have the good intent is not to protect yourself here.
It is not its intent to protect yourself here.
If you have a handgun, okay, in your house, it is not made to protect yourself. Only to go to the gun range. Only to go to the gun range. Okay, the law tells you that you have to store your.
Listen to what they got to go through up there.
The bullet in the charge. The bullet has to be in a separate, locked compartment and not in its charger. Okay, so for you, let's say you have an intruder, you have to open one safe, you have to open the other safe, put the bullet in the charger, then proceed to whatever you got to do.
this is a sickness of the highest order.
If this doesn't upset you, I don't know what will. This is nuts. This is nuts. Hey, you want to see something crazy? Over 51% of the people who watch this channel are not subscribed. And the ones that are subscribed, only 10% have their bell notification on. So do me a favor. Please hit that subscribe button. Turn the bell notification on so you don't miss anything we have going here. All right? I appreciate you.
But it's not. You cannot do that. You can't. It's not meant to defend yourself. Absolutely not. So yeah, even though he is a gun owner,
That's not what it says though. It says self-defense with a firearm is legal as long as you can prove that your life was in danger. Through case law shows that can be difficult to prove.
but it's that case is written, but the way they write it and they do it, it's likely that you're still going to be charged for murder.
It's positive.
Like
It's
it's written that no, if you, but the things that you have, the boxes that you have to check for that to apply to you and go scot-free, you're gonna get some time. You're gonna get some time.
So here are the criteria. The criteria are the probabilities that you believed on reasonable grounds that a force or threat of force was being used against them or another person, aka his mom.
Yeah.
You acted for the purpose of defending yourself or others from that use of force or threat of force. Your act perpetually committed in self-defense was reasonable in the circumstance, which basically means you didn't just run after them as they left the house and kept them back or whatever it might be. Now,
But even if they are still in the house,
or if they surrender.
if they're in the house and they go for your mom and you come with your gun and they turn back and you shoot in the back, you're done.
Yeah, agreed.
You're done. So and all these things happen in a split second, right?
Yeah.
So just the fact that he's like, oh shit, no, and he turns back,
Because
you're
you're
done.
afraid, you saw someone with your mom's hurt.
Exactly,
You know
and he was even
exactly.
So even or he was doing like he was on the perpetrator was on the mom, and there's another one he tried to shoot, and another perpetrator comes between them. You're done. So it's so messed up.
I agree.
That it's like big game. As a civilian, you have to exactly know how to act under pressure, which the police do not have. They're not helped to that.
Standard. Okay, I'll say this, and I'll make it super easy for everyone watching, just from my perspective.
Go
I
ahead.
think this. If you break into someone's house, your life is forfeit. I don't care if they shoot in the back. I don't care if they shoot in their head. I don't give a
Straight up.
If you break into their home and you start
Yo, this man Abba.
attacking, they should kill you
Straight
and kill everybody else involved.
Straight
Why?
up.
But what if they surrender? They better surrender and get on their knees and floor and put their hands out. That out maybe. But if you run out, I don't know if you grab another weapon. I don't know what the fuck you're going to do. I'm not thinking. I'm blasting. That's what I would like to be able to say. Not in Canada, apparently. So, hey.
No, not here.
But
Not here.
I feel like that's how it should be. I feel like that's how if you are such a fucking garbage piece of shit that you do armed home invasions and you attack people, they should kill you. You are a fucking scum-ass person who not only attacks people in their own homes, makes that place forever unsafe to them, because who wants to go back to a place where they were fucking attacked, okay? That's one of the most incredibly scary things that you can go through when someone attacks your mom. Like how fucking paranoid you become after that fact.
In your house.
In your house. Like, you destroy so much more. I don't give a shit what happens to that person. Throwing the gallows, lights, I don't care. Oh, Abba, you're being... I don't give a shit. If you can't...
Yo, Abba's turning up right now. So this is the kind of stuff that folks in Canada are dealing with to various degrees. The fact that somebody defended their mom and got charged with this. And people are like, well, he's not going to do any time. You don't know that. You don't know that. Okay? He's arrested for that. Now, let me juxtapose this with something that law enforcement recently came out and said.
Car burglaries. Ain't that right? All the laws we got in place didn't prevent it, did it? Neither will any new ones. Because here's the fact. The bad guy's going to get a no matter what law you have put in place.
Whoops.
These juveniles shouldn't even possess a handgun, but they did.
Now,
Whoops. So this is Coleon New York. If you guys don't know who he is a 2A activist.
it is incredibly refreshing to hear a sheriff speak this way. You know, usually anytime we talk about violence committed with, it's the same thing. They blame the, we need more gun control. We need to pass this law to ban this, to ban that, high capacity magazine and all this other nonsense. And we literally understand that criminals are always going to find a way to get their hands on fire. The biggest issue is the lack of accountability that we seemingly don't want to place on people who engage in criminality.
This group of juveniles were involved in committing burglaries and robberies, which they were referred to as a lick. But the fact is, society
As a look.
fails it. We do not hold our juveniles accountable. We minimize their actions.
I don't understand it. We don't do this with any other object or tool in this country except for the
I wonder why that is.
anytime somebody does something bad with a gun, we blame the gun. If somebody does something bad with a car, we blame the person.
Hey, you may not know I make music, but I have a brand new song that just came out. Here's a quick preview.
In a moment, I gotta overcompensate by building tabernacles while the world is rubbernecking Eve one in the Adam's apple. Whoa there, why you wanna go there? Time to shut the door cause we letting out all the cold air.
Yo, double R back, baby. It's not for Rolls Royce, it's for Rap Ruslan. Let's get it.
So hit the link in the description or go to RuslanToTheMoon.com to stream now. I'll see you over there.
Why you wanna go there? Living for the approval of man will get you nowhere.
You ever wonder why they allow cars to go above 80 miles an hour, even though I'm sure statistically they can argue that you're more likely to be in danger going above 80 miles an hour, yet cars are allowed to go above 80 miles an hour? Why don't we apply the same logic to other inanimate objects? I'm in California. I can't get a magazine with more than 10 rounds, but I can get a car that goes 150 miles an hour. You ever wonder about that? And aren't I in equally more danger if I'm going 150 miles? Like I can do that. Isn't that interesting? I mean, I'm just saying.
If somebody does something bad with a knife, we blame the person. If somebody does something bad with any other tool, we blame the person. But when it comes to firearms, for some odd reason, we blame the firearm.
I know each of you in the media here and viewers out there probably heard us in law enforcement or even in community events talk about what is the problem. And I'm going to go ahead and address the first thing that I know it's going to come up. Because there are individuals out there viewing, and include some of you media, that want to blame the one thing that has no ability or the capacity to commit the crime itself. And that's the these individuals committed the crime.
Somebody want to let me know when became these amorphous beings of humanity and light, that they can breathe and they have souls and they think all of a sudden they can act on their own? They clearly can't. I started a whole campaign on social media called Still Waiting. And the whole concept of it is I have a gun that sits on the table and I'm still waiting for it to get up and actually commit a crime on its own. Because every time we have this conversation, we're blaming the...
Now let's do some debunking real quick, because I got time today. There are also requirements to get a license to drive a car, as there are to get a firearm. They're taking away regulations to get guns. Who's taking regulations away to get guns? Where? Show me where. You don't think there's requirements to be of a certain age to run a background check? Yeah, you're in Texas, bud. They're not taking requirements. You can't walk into a Walmart at 15 and buy a firearm in Texas. You guys have way more loose laws for sure. But to say there's no background checks, let's look it up. Let's look it up. It's interesting. If I go straight to the direct Texas law website that Joel Snipes, it says the opposite, buddy. There's a whole section on here about needing a criminal background check, a national instant criminal background check. Right here. It's on texas.gov. There's already regulations around these things. A matter of fact, from my understanding, there is not a single proposed law that would have prevented any of these mass shootings. Not a single one, from my understanding. And if you could show me one, then I would love to see it. Anyone can sell anyone anything. It's a private state. Why we have dealers? Yeah, well. But the notion that these laws are going to prevent bad guys from getting firearms, I don't know. I really struggle with the logic on that. I'm not trying to be mean. How does someone come to that conclusion? Bad guys who break laws will follow laws if you make good guys who want to legally protect themselves not able to. Somehow that will prevent the bad guys from doing bad guy things. Did that work with fentanyl? Did that work with cannabis? I'm just saying. So look at the cities with the toughest gun laws. Look at the cities with the toughest gun laws, which are New York, Chicago, Los Angeles. Is gun violence up or down there right now? Is it up or down? You think the cities with the harshest gun laws have a decrease in violence? No, they don't. There's actually an increase right now. And they're up, correct? So it sounds virtuous to say these things, and we got to do something without practically walking through all of the implications of what it would mean to remove the Second Amendment right.
Hey, this clip is from our daily after party stream. If you enjoyed it, consider signing up for our Patreon community for only $5 a month, where you get access to the replays of our daily after party streams, as well as the uncut extended versions of our podcast, Discord access that's private, and a discount code for our merch store, only $5 a month. And ultimately, it's the best way to help us contextualize the gospel of Jesus using media, podcasting, and of course, YouTube. The link for that is in the description or in the pinned comment. The perks are amazing. You should get on there. It's only $5 a month. I'll see you over there, all right? Peace.